welcome friends to the NPTEL MOOC module on handling healthcare data. We are on the 4th week explaining data software, especially identifying various operations with the help of Stata. In this particular lecture, we are explaining we are trying to give you the very basic statistics through the data browse. There are lots of hand holding required. So, this is what the lecture is meant for. Now, without missing our time minutes, let us move on and clarify. So, starting from the very basics, that is called data browse. What is the meaning of it? Once you have got the data on your screen, how you can able to get your data browsed. So, straight away I will show you something from the beginning which will be very useful to you. From the starting, if I simply say browse here as BR in my command BR enter. So, this is what is going to give you as the data browse. Okay. Now, if I instead of that, if I simply type edit here, it will give you data browse edit, only edit, enter. So, that is now the difference between this and the previous command, that is browse, is that the browse command is only giving you the display of the data, whereas the edit command in fact helps you to edit the data or to change the data. Now, each of the data points that there are some missing entries on your data. Those missing entries could be modified, could be changed, but if you do not open your data in the edit mode, you cannot able to change the data. Now, let us come back to our presentation, and I will clarify rest of the details. So, this is from the starting I have used the Stata window. Now, I am just explaining how we can go for all those things, and those are very new to it, new to Stata, you might be confused. So, I am just clarifying point by point. So, browse starts a pop-up window in which you can examine the data set. So, another pop-up window opened, and from there we examine our data set, whereas edit allows you to manually change the data set if there are any sort of changes required. Most of the time we only want to view a few variables at a time, especially in large data sets with a large number of variables. In that case, list variables of your interest after browse or edit is important. Initially, we can specify with browse edit with your required variable names. Later on, we can go and clarify about listing of the variables. So, first of all, I have already explained you about this browse and edit. If I once again go through the screen, this is here. So, I will browse two specific variables, maybe two variable I require, BR browse two variables. So, any two variables I am just writing, let it be on gender, and I also want another one is on our sector, rural or urban. Okay. If I simply enter, only two variables and their details are displayed. Okay. So, now further aspects on this you may observe eventually, but at this moment we just wanted to I just wanted to show you that the variables and their values are entered, especially the values are entered in red color, red font. This shows that the variables entries are of special type. The values are of special type. These are here I have explained earlier as well. Once again I am saying, since this is in red font, this suggests that the entries are in string, are in string. These are called string variable. So, what do you mean by string variable? I think at the time of the explanation of data, different type of data sets, okay, I explained you String basically composition of characters, symbols, some features are given together that does not explain any numeric interpretations. Okay, so like your PAN card or Aadhaar number, these are all called string variable. Each are with certain meaning or codes. So I am just moving back to the slide once again, and this is what I have already explained to you. Let's discuss on another aspect, like on the browsing window we can get a red font, which I have already mentioned to you. Okay, a red represents string data. These are characters and numbers, but represents certain meaning, not exactly by the value of the entry or of the real number. Black are, in fact, if the entries are in black, they are simply called the real numbers. You can have numeric estimation out of it. There might be blue entries as well. Blue, once you destring the data, string we will use it sometimes, that may convert it to black or blue. If blue font are visible, that means your data are of labeled numeric, not only numeric, they are called labeled numeric. Labeled means those are our value, but have certain label. Okay, certain code labelings are defined. Okay, still some numeric forms of estimation possible, like median value can be generated, and those have certain meaning. So blue font data, if any, are visible on the screen, they some numeric operations possible, but in case of red they are not possible. Okay. So this is what we have captured from our own screen. You can see that here blue it's in alphabet is given. Blue could be also in numeric number as well, but if it is in numeric number, that represents certain label. Okay, not with the exact value. Okay, so like you can find out median value, you can find out mode of those value, but not of course the average. In case of string, you cannot do it. These are the numeric data are with font black color. Coming to another operation called list, a list command. Unlike browse and edit command, list command helps you examine the data within the result window. Okay, so that is we have already shown you that on the screen. I am just closing here. Like suppose I say this is your data and variable are available here. Okay, what you can do, like initially we browsed and or edited or edit command entered, that displays the result in another window. Okay, it's a new pop-up window comes out. But in case of list, so I am writing here as list and its variable name, list and the variable name may be sector. Okay, so this is going to display the result or the table on the screen only. Okay, this gives the window or the outcome window on the screen. This is in fact the difference between the browse and list. Like here. This command will produce a listing of every variable value for every subject in the data set. One note we need to give it to you, that this command is not feasible when your data set is very large. When your display outcome is going to be very large, it's better not to use this command. Okay. Next one is listing is more manageable when used for some variable or options. Okay. So, if it is specific one, that is it's perfectly fine. If options are given, then list is fine. Okay. This command will produce a listing of the values of two variables for every subject in the data set. like why we said listing is important for specific command, specific variables and specific options. Options we have taken like variable 1 and 2 we have mentioned, listing we have given, but we are specifying is 1 till 5, first till 5 units. Okay. So, list the variables 1 and 2 with options like from first to 5 are listed, not all. Okay. So, only first to 5 will be listed on your screen. Okay. That we can easily do it with this command. Okay. Once again we have to open that. So, now we will load the data here. This is sample data, not exactly the data you will be working. Now, the variable we can list it, list the variable name in 1:5. So, now this is going to list you the data from the starting till 5th units. Okay. Now, enter. So, now you can see the difference when I say that it is going to display the first 5 entries, okay, on the data screen. This has given you how these are actually entered. Similarly, other entries you can do it last 5 or last 10 or first 10, okay, anything you can do it for your further clarification. So, the first 5 subjects in the data sets are displayed. Similarly, if you wanted to look at or observe what exactly the entries in the last 5 subjects, so it should be carrying with a minus sign, okay, minus sign, minus 5 divided by L, L in lower case. Okay. Once you last 5, it will list it accordingly. Similarly, if you want the observation 60 till the last, 60 till the last. So, first 60 is not going to be listed, but 60 till the last is going to be listed. This command will produce like command list 60 and L. This command will produce a listing of values of 2 variables for the observation 60 till the last. Then if you know that you have to get the listing on your screen for certain value, you wanted to check how certain values, exact value, you wanted to check how many numbers are available. So, you can specify with double equal to sign, okay, with a value. This command will produce result for variable 1 with limited observation that specifies certain value. So, these are all so far about browse, edit and listing. Some basic statistics you can get it from the drop down menu as well. Drop down menu on the Stata browser, we have statistics on the top menu. We have statistics on the very first statistics. There are first point is on summaries, tables and test. Within summary you will get another link, summary and descriptive statistics. Then we can get many things out of it, maybe summary statistics, maybe mean, maybe ratio, okay, anything you can able to find out. So, we are now going to operate it through the Stata command. Like once we have the data which you have shown is from the 7th round of NSS on healthcare, social consumption and healthcare. In the data we will be explaining you about describe, okay, how we will describe the data. So, describe the data does mean that it gives information about the variable name and the storage type, which kind of storage, whether it is string or in numeric or not, in byte space or not, those clarification it will give. Similarly, the display format is also mentioned, then value label etc. you will get to know about it. That we can do it just to describe for on the screen. It is here. So, now I will write down here as des days or complete describe, whatever you can do, one any variable you can do it, or simply describe. If I can type describe and enter, it will describe all the variables and its details. Enter. Yes. Now, this has given all the details of all the variables on our list. Here number of observation it has given, how many variables, what is the size of this database, and most importantly about the variable name, like we are operating with state sector, then gender. Okay, so gender, age, marital status, hospitalized or not, number of times hospitalized, etc. Since we extracted the data into string variables, so these are all in string. Okay, then its other details are mentioned. I will explain when we are going to use it later. Okay. So, from the describe we have got all those information. Now, the primary goal of running describe is to see what variables you have and what they are called. Okay, and what they are called as variable labels. If you want to know about only one variable or more, then you can describe des or in describe that particular variable name. Var list or variable list is a list of one or more variables on which the command is to operate. The subject of the var Stata works on the concept of a single set of variables currently defined and contained in memory, each of which has a name. Okay. The variable list specifies which of the defined variable are to be used in the command. This is what we have explained. So, this the font that is in blue is your command name and rest is your variable name. Okay. All right. So, next one is to understand summary of the data. First we describe the data, then we summarize the data. Summarize the data gives this information about the variable, then number of observation, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum. Okay. Now, summarize some of the variables, we can do it on the screen as well, then we will discuss about it. Okay. So, summarize here, then the maybe variable this one only. Okay. Gender, we know that this is a categorical one. Okay. This is a categorical data. So, but in this case there is no observation, we can go to check another variable. So, summarize and any numeric, maybe age of the person. Okay. So, we need to open it once again and then operate it. Okay. That will be okay. Okay. So, one problem is there, that is in our data that is in string format. Okay. So, that is why the result is not displaying. Very good. So, what we will do, we will first let us check the browse once again BR of this variable again, gender and age. BR gender and age. Okay. So, now enter, we can see that these are in string, data is in string. So, this is in red color. So, what is required here, we need to destring first, since we are going for summarize. So, in case of summarize it extract information about mean, and minimum, maximum, etc. So, that requires destringing of the variables. First we will destring the variable. So, destring, then these two variable at this moment you can destring entire variable as well. Okay, now we can operate the summarize command here, summary sum, only sum, then this variable gender, Okay, so now this is going to give us the result. So we know that this is a categorical variable. Initially I thought it is categorical, so it's not giving the result, but still it could have given you the result even if it is categorical. But since it was a string variable, and string variable where we cannot have numerical operations. So from the command summarize or summary statistics, we get a number of observations about the variable, then mean of that variable, standard deviation, minimum and maximum values. Okay. So let us come back to our explanation once again. So summarize and variable list, we have done it, then this is very useful. We can also get further more options if we apply summarize comma detail, then this gives more options like percentile, variance, kurtosis, skewness, along with the above information that we explained to you. Summarize without argument provides summary statistics for all numeric variables. For string variables, it shows no observations with their variable labels. This is what we have already mentioned in our PPT. Okay. So we are not going to do it. You can operate from the sample data. We are going to keep it a sample data for your operation. So this you can just try once, how other information you can get it from it. The next aspect is hugely important, because this is often accessed or applied by researchers, that is Codebook. Codebook identifies variable types, which type of codings are taken for different variables. Okay, like Codebook, if I give the variable name, it can give us the information about whether it is a numeric or not, what is the range of that, what are the codes entered in that particular variable. Let us check that once, Codebook and gender. Okay, we can get all those details, Codebook and gender. Okay, so now you can get enough information about it, since we have already destring it. Okay, so now it has converted to a numeric value or numeric variable. The range is from 1 to 3, 1, 2 and 3. Codes for gender, third gender is also taken. Then the value, the code book are 1, 2 and 3, and in each category what are the frequencies also displayed, like on the first 2,83,200, second and third you can also note it accordingly. Okay, so code book we have explained. Then this command will produce basic information about every variable in your data set, and it will also produce a limited set of descriptive statistics that are helpful. Usually descriptive statistics like n, range of the data, mean and standard deviation, you can get it. Now this provides extra information on the variables, such as summary statistics of numerics, example data points of string, what string entries are there, what are their label, those also gives. Codebook compact, if we enter this compact command will provide a more limited set of information as well. You can also try on your own. Codebook and compact. Compact is the word. Codebook, the variable name has to be codebook variable name, or if you simply enter compact, it gives entire variable name, all variable names. All right. Then tables and tabulations in Stata. One of the most useful ways to look at a quick summary data is by tabulating it. Stata offers a variety of ways to tabulate data. Table and tabulate are such commands that helps in producing tables. The most basic table will show the variables and frequencies with each category. Like one way table, if you want to just get one way table, it's in their frequencies of one variable, two variables simultaneously. So, in that case the tabulate or just the tab or TA, these are all commands. You can enter tab or tabulate or TA or table etc. commands create tables of frequencies. Okay, but there are difference between table and TA or tabulate. TA, these are all same command. This is going to give little different information. Tabulate gives some more some different information that only gives frequencies, not with the percentages. There is one difference in these these commands, like table command only gives frequencies. This is what I have already just mentioned for different categories, whereas tabulate gives percentages and there are cumulative percentages as well along with the frequencies. The command is for you is the like like tabulate or table. We will experiment, we will show you both on the screen. So, now I will type first tab or TA, then any variable, let it be gender. Okay, so now this gives information about its frequencies, percent and cumulative percentage. Now, if I type table, this only gives frequencies, table and gender. So, now you have got the information about the frequencies of the same variable, but so the tabulate is more important. Now, if you want to list so many variables together, so many variables together on the screen, then table command is more important. If you are applying tabulate with so many variables, more than 2 variables, then there it gets complicated and it may not give you the right result. That is basically called cross tabulation. We are going to show it. That is basically two-way table. We will explain it here. So, this is done. This command will give information about how many observations fall into each category. I think that is fine. Okay. Another one, like if you are including row and column, okay, table variable name row and column for getting row total and column total with table command, not tabulate command. Okay. So, the table command row total and or the column total is also going to give you like this. Okay. This is your row total, this is your column total. So, if you have more variables, then it is going to give you the row total as well. That is all about your table command, but we are more concerned about tabulate, because it not only gives frequencies, it also gives their percentage, respective percentage and cumulative frequencies. Percentages are in fact more important for interpretation for writing research papers. Okay, so I will experiment here with two-way tables for categorical variables. We have explained already what do you mean by categorical variables. Now, the tab command and tabulate command will operate both here and will let you know how it looks. Okay. So, here two variables will take first table, table table, two variables gender and maybe another one is sector. Okay. So, this is table, enter. Now, this is going to give you their frequencies by absolute number in each each category, like one gender 1 and belong to 1, that is sector maybe rural area, that is 1,66,004. Like on the same command, if I just go back again with the same command and comma columns, if I just add comma and column col, then it gives you the column total. Okay. you can just have a look. This is going to give you the total by this way. So, so this way it gets added. Okay, if I just add a row, then on the all the row will be added. Basically, here column wise added on the column total, but here if you are giving the command as ROW, so all the row will be added. Yes, this row is added, and that is why it is called row total. Okay. This is called row total because first row and second row, one that is 2 1,66,000, 1,60,000 something, and 28 is added to 3,26,000. So that is all about your table command. Now we are just changing the command as not table, rather we are giving a tab. Instead of table, we are just changing it to tab, tab, tab. Okay, that is tabulate. So now with this command we get here similar to almost similar to the table command by its frequencies, since we haven't added their percentages requirement. Here one additional aspect displayed, that is its row total and the column total. Okay. So row total is by default with this command derived. Now if you are interested, we are interested in getting percentages by column, then we can add extra option, like on the same command we will be adding comma column, col. Okay. So now this has given us percentages. Okay. Percentages by their column. So out of these 100 on the column, out of these 100 we have got 50% for one, and one is gender, and 49.08 for the second gender. Similarly for the third gender as well. Now if we add both column and row, it will also give us both result, column as well as row, and the absolute frequencies as well. So the row and column wise total both are displayed. Here is by column, here it is by row. Okay, this 100, this is by row percentage. This is the interpretation, like if I explain by the row total, what is the answer here? That 58.62% or near about 59% population belong to male. One is the code, that may be male, or in the rural area, if sector 1 is rural. Okay. So now on the reverse, if I interpret the column total, what I say, out of the total persons in rural areas, out of the total persons respondents in rural areas, 50.92% belong to male or gender. Okay. So accordingly you can interpret. Now what I will do, it seems as if more complicated, we can avoid these things and only consider the frequencies. Okay. So NOFR command and no frequencies, basically frequency we will avoid, and only we want the percentages. So NOFR, we will only type the NOFR. So NOFR is going to give us only percentages, not the frequencies. All right. So it's taking time. There must be a space. It is taken the command already. Okay. So first we need to give both one, right? Column and row. It does not read whether you want by column or row. It has to be if you are not attaching column or row, Stata does not read that whether you want in frequency or not in frequencies. So first of all, we have to give the command as column and row, that indicates you want in percentages. Again we define as no frequencies, that means all the frequencies are avoided, only the percentages displayed. Another one we can go for sale, okay, sale percentages as well. Here I will just guide you without wasting time. Sale percentage, this is all I have explained. Tabulate and its details we have explained. One note is there, the first variable you list will be placed in row, okay. Second one will be on the column. For that is most important. First variable which you have entered in your command is going to be placed on the row, and the second one will be on the column, and this is important to note. So, I think you must have understood the concept very well. We have tried our best to give you very basic directions as if a newcomer is going to understand everything. And if you have any difficulties, please do not hesitate and come back to us. With this, thank you very much.